Aloha, my name is Wilma Friesma and I work at Epic Ohana. And today I'm going to be talking with 4 of our parent partners. Now, parent partners are parents who have lived experience with the child welfare system and have been successfully reunified with their children. And today we're going to talk about their experience with their family service plan. But before we get into that, I'd like them to introduce themselves. So Kim, why don't you start?
Hi, I'm Kim. I am a birth parent of 6 children. All of them were involved with child welfare services, and I raised 2 of them. I am a survivor of domestic violence, and I'm also in active recovery.
Great. Thank you, Kim. And how about you, Vivian?
Hello, my name is Vivian Kimsu. I'm a birth parent lived experience with 6 of my children being involved with CWS. 1 aged out and 5 of them were reunited. I also became a proud graduate of Family Drug Court, coming up on 11 years of recovery, and also survivor of domestic violence, teen pregnancy, all those good stuff, and also became a resource caregiver.
Great. Thank you, Vivian. And how about you, Asha?
Hi, I'm Asha, and I have 3 children. I've also had multiple CWS cases. I'm in active recovery, and I'm a domestic violence and sexual assault survivor.
Thank you, Asha. And how about you, Chris?
Hi, I'm Chris. I have 2 children who were placed in foster care while I navigated the child welfare system. I'm also in active recovery, and I am a domestic violence survivor.
Thank you. Thank you all. I so appreciate you being willing to share your stories with us and your experiences. So I know today we're going to talk about the family service plan. So I'm wondering, how did you first get your family service plan? And what did you feel? What did you feel when you got it? Like, what was it like when you got it? Chris, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, so I was incarcerated at the time of receiving my family service plan. And I received it through a little hole in the fence, and was kind of just like, here you go. And not having any child welfare experience in the past, or pretty much not knowing anyone who had, it was really difficult to receive. And I was really scared, especially because I didn't understand what I was looking at.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Vivian? What was your experience like?
So I got them like long time ago, and it was through court system. Through the court, and kind of made me feel angry. It made me feel less than. It's like, where did they get this information from? Who are they talking about? That's not me.
Okay, thank you. And how about you, Kim? What was your experience?
I received my family service plan in the mail. I remember that there was all the allegations or the report that before you get to the service plan that you had to get through, and it was a lot. It took me a couple attempts to be able to actually get through the first top half, recalling every interaction that I've had with child welfare or information that they gathered that, just like Viv, I didn't understand where they got this information from. It just made me feel so horrible. So it took me a few months to even get through it, to be able to be brave enough to get to the part where it listed services, and that I know now is referred to as the family service plan.
Thank you, Kim. And how about you, Asha? What was your experience like?
Well, I received it 2 different ways. So the first time I received it was after a court hearing. I was handed a packet as well, and then on the top portion is like the allegations, and so it took me a couple of times to read through it, and I just felt really ashamed and embarrassed, and I felt like a failure and overwhelmed. And then when I finally got to the family service plan, I didn't know where to start, and I ran from it. And then the second time I received it, my social worker actually went through it with me, and that really helped me a lot.
So given all that, were there experiences you had later on that were helpful? Or if you think about like, what would have helped you when you got that family service plan and that whole packet, what would have made a difference? Yeah. And Asha, let's start with you.
Well, since my social worker went through it with me the second time around, it helped me a lot. He explained to me the different services that needed to be done and why it needed to be done. And he even went as far as suggesting a woman's way, which would make it capable for me to meet my entire family service plan just by going there. And so not only did that make it seem like capable, but it also made me really excited because I was excited about the healing process that I was going to be able to go through.
Great. Well, Kim, how about you? What was your experience?
Well, the last time that I had my child welfare case, on previous cases, my previous times involved in child welfare, my children were taken back into care, and I was being challenged with constantly focusing on my need to be in a relationship and to find my worth in that instead of focusing on my children. And so for me, my service plan did not reflect that part, that underlying need that constantly caused me to get involved with the child welfare system. And so I had asked, my social worker if that could be something that could be a part of my service plan. Things like being able to attend CODA, Codependence Anonymous, or some kind of DV support group that would allow me to get the support even beyond case closure. And she was definitely supportive of that and letting me know that she's happy to see that I was trying to take my healing in my own hands and being able to see exactly what I needed. I never wanted my child to come back into care or be involved with child welfare again. And so I wanted to dig deep and I wanted to figure out what I could do to be able to address the things that kept causing me to come back into the system.
Thank you, Kim. How about you, Vivian?
For me, would have been helpful if they would explain some of the providers that they were expecting us to go through to do services, because I didn't know what was treatment or where an AA or NA meeting was at the time. So it would have been, nice to, and they refer you to treatment, but yet you have to go through an assessment to get into treatment. So was a lot of stepping stones that you need to do to get the services done. And also, some would be helpful, because they tell us we need to get these services, but yet they don't provide us with the referral process. So most of them, it takes a while to get those paperwork, referral, getting on the list if they have, a long waiting list to get into their program. So those kind of things.
Well, as parent partners, what type of communication from the CWS social worker have you seen that's been really helpful for the parents? Because you work with parents who are actively involved in the system now. So what are some examples of times that social workers in the implementation of the service plan have been really helpful? Kim, do you want to share something with us?
Yeah, so with the parents that I partner with, I've had a case where a mom, she works and she was having difficulty completing a service, which was for substance abuse treatment specifically. And she was ready to come into the RAT meeting, very defensive and ready to fight, really. And what happened was she was able to really soften up when social worker came from understanding the challenges that she was facing and instead inquired, what can we do to help you get this service done? Would it be helpful if you were to find a treatment center that was closer to you, and was able to consider her option, her preference, which would be to see her own provider, and understanding what the criteria that the department needed to see in order to make that happen.
Chris, how about you? Do you have an example?
Yeah, so pretty recently I was able to see a social worker work with a mom who didn't quite understand what the family service plan was asking, and social worker was able to explain and give mom options, and it was really empowering for her. And you could see that, right? Because she knew exactly what was expected, and that was really helpful.
Before we end today, I'm wondering if there's anything that you want to say to social workers about what they can do to make this part of the process better or easier. You know, before we end today, is there anything else you want to say to the social workers? Kim, let's start with you.
I want to say that, for me, I was the parent that went missing for a long period of time before I started engaging in services. My self-talk, or the reason why I didn't show up, is because I felt that maybe my children were better off where they were at. And maybe the allegations in the Safe Family Home Report were true. And so, not to give up on these parents, if there's a different way to approach, an alternate way to try it, and to give them a chance. I feel so honored today to be able to work alongside child welfare services and the service providers that service the parents that are trying to navigate the system. And, today I've reunified with 2 of my children. I have a relationship with the 4 children that are not in my care. I am a college graduate. I'm pursuing my bachelor's in social work. I work for Epic Ohana as a parent partner. And I just feel I totally appreciate my experience of what I went through, but also the ability to come back and share my experience to be able to make changes to the system to make it have better outcomes.
Mm-hmm. That's great, Kim. Thank you. How about you, Asha? What would you like to share?
For me, it's just the importance of having a fresh perspective, like understanding that each family is different, and that they each have their own struggles. Like for me, I just had a lot of trauma and a lot of hurt, and I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. And so just trying to meet the family where they're at, and like support was another big thing for me, like feeling supportive, because I didn't even know how to support myself. And like today, I'm truly grateful that I was able to go through the services, because I've been able to heal. And I'm not the same person I was prior to CWS involvement. And it really, really transformed my life, and who I am as a mother and just as an individual. So it can really make a difference.
Thank you. How about you, Chris?
I think for me, the biggest thing was consistency and support. And the one thing that I loved was that my worker had empathy and really looked at what was driving those behaviors, because she, heard about the person I was prior to my child welfare involvement, and like good things. And so she really tried to look at the trauma or whatever it was that I was going through that caused me to then end up in child welfare. And today I am sober over 750 days. I am a high school graduate at the age of 32. I am set to start my prereqs in the spring at Hawaii Community College, with an end goal of getting my master's in social work. I have both of my children in my care, so a lot of good things. And I know one thing for sure is that I don't regret any of my involvement with child welfare, because it was truly transformative, not only for me, but for my husband and our kids. And, you just wake up grateful every day, super grateful for everything. So.
Thank you, Chris. Actually, it gives me chicken skin when you said you're grateful and that's been so transformative. And how about you, Vivian? Is there anything you want to share?
Yeah, I have a lot to share. But I came in at the age of 22 and with no parents. And I truly believe that God was doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. Now I can say that CWS was kind of my parentals at that time, being with my children and all that. And I've been through a lot of trials with CWS, with a lot of different social workers. Some I could talk to, some I couldn't, some I ran from, some I fight with, and just a lot of different, experience with social workers, and also I mentioned that I graduated with family drug court, and they broke me down and built the woman that I am today. Today I have a relationship with all my children, and with my and also my grandchildren. My children brought me here to the rooms of recovery, but my grandchildren keep me here. I stay for them, and and today I'm dealing with my own children being involved with CWS, and that's okay too. And CWS was my worst enemy, but they're my best assets, and some of them I became, like they say, friends become family, and this is part of my ohana, my hub, and my worker that I had this last run. I know she was just looking out for my girls, and we got to one point where I could call her and ask her, I need help with this, or I need help with that, or where can I go for this? And she's more willing to help me. And yeah.
It's wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you, Vivian.
Aloha. My name is Tonya Mahi, the Assistant Child Welfare Services Branch Administrator. On behalf of Eladine Olevao, the Branch Administrator, and myself, we would like to thank our parents for sharing their experiences and wisdom with us. We've been talking about family voice and how important that is. It's exciting to see this video and this product come to fruition. I hope hearing their insights and their experience with the family service plan will help you to see how important it is to take the time to walk parents through their plan, answer their questions, and by doing so, convey that Child Welfare Services is there to help. Our goal is to keep families safely together. We can't do that without parents' help, and sometimes they can't do that without our help. So the more we collaborate and approach from a place of empathy, the more we see and encourage the parents' strengths, the more likely families will grow and be transformed. Mahalo to Kim, Asha, Chris, Vivian, Wilma, and Epic for making this video. And mahalo to you for watching and for all the work that you do for our families. Aloha.